All right, Craig. Here we are. Bottom of the 8th has passed, and we head to the top of the 9th. And down 4-2.
Yeah, another game that probably could have won, but here we go. We'll see what happens. It's not too late.
Never
Make
know.
something happen.
Score-wise, 4-2. If you get a chance to punch that in.
We'll get that up there in a second. Trying to get the broadcast going on Twitter. Make sure our friends can clip it up for us in the back end.
There you go.
So we'll get that going. And then we'll get the score bug updated and maybe a couple of topics in there. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, what is there to talk about? To be fair. First and third, I'm going to just say that's probably the topic of conversation if I had to guess. First and third. Don't know if we're synced up yet. We'll worry about that when you feel like you're in a spot where you feel good about it. I have 2-1 on the Wiley veteran.
2-1-9-8-7-6.
We're like synced perfectly.
5.
Pitch.
Look at us. Ball up.
Yeah, just worked out. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in already. Please, if you haven't already, like the stream. That would be fantastic. Two things that we can at least get out of the way that were nice to see.
Go ball. Okay, Spence.
Yeah, one swing away the bat. One swing away now. Gosh, man. The thing is like we just have illy timed these big swings this game. Like we could have scored 8 runs.
Yeah.
Find ourselves with 3. But that's a big swing. Here we go. We're one swing away, Craig.
You're one swing away, and you got another big bat coming up with Will Benson.
That you do.
Man, he just middled that fastball.
Yeah.
What a meatball.
Yeah. You know what, though? You don't always hit it, and that's give Steer credit for taking advantage of a bad pitch, but you don't always hit it. Shout out to TJ Antone, too. I'm sure we'll get into that in the show. That was a cool story. I really do like that they went to the Gym Day interview there right before he headed to the mound. Would have loved to have seen the gesture that they had mentioned in the interview that he was planning on possibly making. They missed that as they cut away, I think, to the wife to showcase her, which is, I'm not saying that wasn't worth showcasing, but wish we would have seen that.
Leave it up there, Will. Leave it up there. Yeah, I did a little video earlier today, a little short video about Antone's return, and definitely a good story and someone that I'm sure we'll be rooting for all year long, and for him to come back in that moment and
that was awesome.
Perform the way he was, or that he did.
All right, let's actually move this over here. Get through there.
Get through, ball. Okay.
All right, now we have options, decisions to make. Some are saying decisions to make. I'll tell you what, Will Benson, not the worst player. Shout out to Friedel by making that catch, too. So I just want to openly say maybe he should stay in center field at all times.
I'm not going to go there with you.
What?
Not today.
Yeah,
maybe.
That wasn't bait. I was just being honest.
I don't know if I really believe that was an honest comment.
He caught the same ball, quite literally the same exact ball that Dane Myers couldn't catch.
He did, in fact. It was the exact same ball too.
It was to a T. I think the wind and basically everything was the same.
Tyler Stevenson going to step in and pinch hit here.
Yeah, and I don't hate it. I think that this is the right move. It is demoralizing that we have to pinch hit a 356 OPS guy for a 607 OPS guy, but you know what? I'm not at this point. No way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Gets through.
Let's go. Oh my gosh. Dude, I would have put an insane amount of money on the fact that was a double play.
That would have been so up Tyler Stevenson's alley too.
Oh,
to hit that
just
right
the
into
most
a double play.
Rolled over, demoralizing double play I've ever seen in my life, and that was just perfectly executed.
Hey, 94.2 mile an hour exit velo, 10-foot distance, -12 on the launch angle.
Can I
just
say
what
this?
You draw up?
I'm gonna try to speak it into existence so I make myself look like a fool. Ready? But we have yet again not a very good hitter in the leadoff position.
We're not there yet. We're on the newly hot Matt McClain, who's 2 for 3 tonight with a home run.
Does he bunt?
And they're bringing in a lefty to face Hobie Milner coming in.
Does he bunt?
No.
I don't know, man. I know that everybody's typically anti-bunt, but I am bunt. I am the bunt guy right now.
Well, I'm gonna save the stats for the show. Mike Hart, good friend, sent us some stats about the Reds, and you already said you wanted these missed opportunities and these runners on third base on the rundown. So
first and third is a pretty big thing today. Bad base running too. Some bad base running. There's one thing, by the way. There's one thing to be doing the contact play. I don't think that some of these were the contact play. I think they were just idiots. That wasn't the contact play. They just were idiots.
No, that Sal Stewart play.
Yeah, he got caught.
Boiled my blood.
I mean, he just was. And that's what I'm saying. Is that if Steer hits a home run right there instead of grounding over there, like, hitting his chopper to the third baseman, it's a completely different game. But I mean, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, it's 4-3, by the way, on the graphic. I know you're over there doing like 1,000 things, so I'm just trying to remind you of simple things here. All right, we're bunting. We are bunting.
It's 4-3, and there's runners on first and second. I'll update the graphic for everybody. Who cares about the box score recap? We don't need that.
No. Well, you got like a 6-minute intro as the chat would tell you to get that done.
That's true.
All right, if we're gonna bunt the ball, everybody say it with me. We bunt the ball to third base. That's where we bunt the ball.
Make the third baseman field
or there, or throw it safe. No way he's out, right? Like, there's no way he's out. Will Benson just break his finger? Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
can we acknowledge that was a terrible bunt?
I don't really love. Well, yeah, it was right back to the pitcher. I agree. You got
right back to the pitcher, bunted hard.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was good. Are they challenging this? Please tell me we safe.
I don't know.
I need one time. Safe! Come on, Craig! Hey,
He's
listen.
Definitely safe.
You guys
Definitely
can't.
safe.
I'm just going to say this right now. We can't. First of all, I was pro bunt, so everyone's going to think I'm only saying this because of the bunt. But as much as we say sometimes that the bunt doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be able to get it down
pinch hitter
and execute it. It also doesn't automatically mean that they can make the right play. How about that?
It's one of the reasons that the contact play works is because you're forcing the defense to make a play. What a story would this would be.
Let's not go there yet. Let's not go there yet.
They're showing them on the screen. I had to go there.
They are. Dane Myers.
All right, Dane Myers.
Just
do a
lift
job,
the ball.
Dane. Do a job.
Good pitch.
Yep,
can I get a shot of the
That's
infield? Because I don't have the sound on, but I'd really like to know, is the middle infield playing double play depth?
They all got to be playing in, right? They're not giving up a run to tie the ball game to get a double play here.
I think that they would trade that right now. If I was the Cubs, I would trade a double play. I would trade a double play right now for a tie game. Yes, double play. Thank you, producer. Thank you, producer. It's almost like you're a ball knower.
They're watching the show.
Here we go.
Okay.
Come on. If you're a good
2-1.
hitter, this is a good count. Come on.
Dane, we signed you specifically to hit left-handed pitching.
This is
do
exactly
a job.
Why.
This is the moment.
Oh, and challenge it. I know that
it's a good pitch.
Such
a good pitch. That's okay. It's not what we were looking for. 88 miles painted.
That's an insane pitch.
It's fine. Oh, that was the pitch, Dane. Oh my God, he left a sinker right there, meatball for you.
Listen, we're still in the count. Come on.
It's the same pitch they gave to Spencer Steer.
Ball 3, Craig.
Okay.
Lock it in.
Say it, Trace.
Lock it in.
Trace.
Base
a walk's
hit.
As good as a hit.
Ball 4. What other Little League slogans can we come up with? Find a way on base.
I'll take a sack fly here. I don't care.
God, can we get anything nice? Can we have anything nice? Just one time.
All right, what are you doing here? Is JJ
this dude, by the way,
batting?
this dude's throwing dot pitches.
He really is.
I mean, that was perfect pitch.
Are you leaving Blade in here? You only got Dunn and Hayes on your bench. I'm not really sure that you have a better option, but I guess you're letting Blade hit, right?
Yeah, Blade's hitting. Dude, this is sick.
Ripped that ball. Come on, JJ. Stay hot, kid.
I'll take a pass ball.
Take anything.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I do think that the Cubs would have taken a double play to tie the game, and now I think the Reds in a way would take a tie game to end the inning. Could be wrong on that. I don't know if our bullpen's good enough to want to get into an extra innings affair.
Well, you got Graham available for the 9th here. I'm muted too, so I don't know who they've got warming up, if anybody. Leave that out there, JJ. 3-1.
Here we go.
Come on, Hobie.
Just throw a ball so far out of the zone, no human being would ever consider swinging.
3-1. Or do that.
Bang!
Let's go, JJ.
Bang, JJ Bleday. Safe. What the? We only scored 1 run? I mean, I'm thrilled to death, but you mean to tell me a ball in the gap right there? We only scored 1 run? What's the guy at second base doing? I'm not complaining. I'm just asking questions. I promise beggars can't be choosy, but how in the world do you not know that that's a hit? Who's at second base? I want answers.
Tyler.
It's Tyler Stevenson. Not only is he slow, but he's stupid. Dude, that's a huge play. How do you not score from second base right there? I'm trying to get over it. That ball was in the gap. It wasn't even at anybody. Ball.
1-1.
Dude, this team's base.
Come on, Ellie.
It is. We used. I mean, oh. Come on. Get up.
Go!
Get up. Go. Score from second.
Oh,
Score from second.
Score
Score from second. Score from second. Yes.
Go!
Yeah. Woo! Needed it. Oh my gosh. I just cut myself. I don't know how, but I did. We'll worry about that tomorrow. I'm gonna be on day to day. Yeah, well. Wow.
Whew.
Incredible.
I thought that ball was gone.
What's
Look at
even
Manny
more
motoring
what's even
about
more
those bases.
incredible? What's even more incredible, honestly, too, is we had a guy score from second base. Dude, I mean, if for those that don't know, I mean, look at me. I'm out here. I'm taking one for the team, Craig. Like I'm locked in. I'm gonna have to call
You're
QC
bleeding.
Kinetix. Oh, I'm bleeding. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but I'll tell you what happened. I've been watching my team just lose, just completely fall apart this whole entire week, and I thought we were just gonna call it quits, and here we are.
All right, Sal. Hey, Sal. Maybe a good time to make up for that silliness in the sixth inning.
Boy.
Trace, who are you going to in the ninth? Graham?
Yeah. What are your other options?
I mean, woo! Oh, of course.
Got guys there. They got guys there.
Yep.
It doesn't matter, though, does it? Reds find a way. Nope. Ellie De La Cruz with a big swing. Shout out to Matt McClain for scoring from second base. Heads up baseball. They make books about that. Boy, I'm tell you what. I might have to. Well, we got a 6-minute intro. I can get it figured out.
You got Ashcraft, Burke, Franco, May, Connor Phillips, and Tony Santillan. It's got to be Graham, though, right? Got to be Graham.
I'm not going to Connor Phillips in this spot right now. I know. I love Connor Phillips, but Graham Ashcraft's been by far our best reliever, and this isn't just a normal game, Craig. This is desperation. This is, and people think I'm going to exaggerate a little bit. I don't even think it's exaggeration. Based off where this team is right now, and the way things are trending, and the way they're going, and the way in which they've lost the last 2 games, this game feels very much, and this is super crazy to say out loud, and I'm going to do it anyways because why not? If this team wants any chance at all to win this division, you can't drop this far behind the Cubs and expect to be able to dig yourself out of this type of hole. It's just not going to happen. So this is going to be an all-time day for your boy here if we can get this completed. Just being honest with you. All-time day. Appreciate that.
You have a good day coming into this.
Oh, I had just an awesome day, Craig. Awesome day. And
Up
even
in Columbus,
even if the Reds were to have not been able to make this comeback, it still would have been a great day. But if they are able to complete this comeback, all-time day, if we're being honest. Boy, I didn't know that my finger could bleed this much. What did I do? I really don't even know.
It'll be Graham Ashcraft in the ninth.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's your only option. It's your only option.
Yep. 6, 7, 8, Bush, Kelly, PCA.
Yeah, just go at him. The one thing I don't want to do is walk bys. Hey, folks, if you haven't already, please like the stream. That would be great. It'll help me pay for the medical bills that I'm going to have from this this finger that I might have to cut off. That ball was hit really well by Ellie, too. I don't know.
It really was.
I don't know what the home run deal is. I'm trying not to look at anything that would possibly spoil the outcome. So I'm apologizing, chat. There might be people that are supering right now. There might be people that are just going hard to paint.
According to MLB, it was only 94 off the bat, but it was
tap it. Craig, did we challenge? We had to challenge that, right?
I was looking away. I was looking at the home run in the ballpark.
ABS challenge in progress.
Hi, Steve.
Thank you.
One down. I'm gonna have to redo this J bar, I think.
Well, let's leave it the way it is.
Well, let me at least make the data correct.
That's fair.
Because it's
I'm not going to be
bottom
upset
of the
about
ninth.
the data.
Nobody on.
Yep. We got one out. Just let the outfield know, Craig. We got one out.
We got one.
Thank you.
One down.
Appreciate
two
that.
to get.
That's right. All right, we're throwing strikes. Let's remember that, Ashcraft. That's the goal here. We very much want to make them actually hit the ball. Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate that out of you, Kelly. That's a big time swing by you. Carson Kelly. He is our hero. Hope he swings at another one that's outside the zone if it is.
Take advantage of the aggressiveness.
Throw it right down the middle. I know that sounds crazy, but I need this in the strike zone.
Ty's set up right down the middle.
Yep. Just
right to the top of the zone.
See how far you can hit it. I mean, let's just. Oh boy. Chat, I miss you. But you're just, I can't have you up. Can't have you ruining it.
Full count, 3-2. The pitch.
Okay, I respect that. I got it. Right. I respect that, if I'm being honest. Made him put it in play, man. He did it.
Yeah, he took it the other way.
Can't fall behind 3-0. We know this. Can't fall behind 3-0. But he did make him at least put the ball in play. I'll take it, I guess. All right. Hey,
okay.
Ground ball double play. Even though he's the fastest guy in the world, we won't talk about that.
Hey, we still got one.
We still got one. Line drive, catch it, tag first, and end the game. Get ahead, please.
Graham.
Come on, bro.
In the zone, please, sir.
Let's go.
Looked like Hayes went into third base, playing in shallow, guard against the bunt. I don't know why anyone would bunt in this situation, but hey, never know.
All right, here we are.
Doug, please.
Okay, we got one. You don't have to be perfect, Graham. You just need to get ahead and trust your stuff, buddy. We're trying to paint the corners. This dude chases everything.
Everything.
What
everything, dude.
Seriously, man. That makes it even more infuriating that we threw the pitch we threw him a couple nights ago. Make a great pitch. Make a great pitch. It's got to be caught, right?
Oh, my God. Don't. You've got to be.
That got out. How in the hell did that get out?
How?
I mean, they're just a good team, man. Their 8-hole hitter just took a pitch that was blown away and hit it opposite field in the left center field gap for a home run, dude.
The ball was out of the zone.
That's not a terrible pitch, dude.
No.
We just can't win for losing. What did we do to deserve this, really? That's kind of what I wonder. Ashcraft's our best guy, man. It's just he's been our best guy. Now, I don't know where else you go. Where do you turn to now? Where do you turn to now?
Well, I mean, this inning's not over. You still got to execute here.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm not suggesting the inning's over. I'm just trying to say that it's impossible to second guess who they should have gone to, really. I mean, all right. I need Steer to catch that ball. There we go. All right. Let's get out of it. Move on. Play more baseball.
It can still be an all-time day, Trace. It can still be an all-time day.
I know.
It's not over.
I know. I mean, I'm so beat up, man. What else? I mean, seriously. I've been knocked down 3 different times in the same round, and there's no knockdown rule, and the corner's looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm wobbling around.
That's a strike. Tap it. Tie.
He doesn't want to. Wants to save that challenge, so he does realize, by the way, that you don't get an extra challenge in the deal, right?
Don't you dare.
That's foul. Thank God. That was Bartman
Jesus.
area. It was like on the Bartman seat. Hey, I do want to say, though, we do not get an extra challenge in extra innings, so just he should have challenged it based off the fact that we are you get one back, right? Like you don't you get one in extra innings, but you don't get 2 if you only have 1. Hopefully that makes sense.
You're guaranteed at least 1, but if you already have 1, you don't get another.
Yes. And if you have 2,
all right, Graham,
you keep both.
Put them away. 3-2. Make a pitch here, Doug.
Please.
That works. Ellie, make a play. Easy. Fine.
Okay, here we go. All right, let's go. Come on. Hey. As some say, God gives the strongest men his toughest battles. Here we are. That is us. That is us. We are Reds fans. I just can't believe it. I mean, I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe it.
All right, well, we got Low, Steer, Benson.
Is it crazy to think that if you had just a absolute shutdown, elite level closer, they would have won the last 3 days? They would have won the last 3 days. They would be sitting right now 1 game below, basically 9 games over 500. I think they would even be maybe in first place. Haven't looked at the standings.
Yeah, I think they probably would be.
Just a closer. Just a guy that would have closed the last 3 days down.
Ugh. All right, they put Hayes in for Stewart defensively, which means Hayes is your runner here.
Low, Steer, Benson.
And again, not to look ahead, but your remaining bullpen available: Burke, Franco, May, Phillips, Santillan. All right, Hayes on second. Low takes down and away. 1 for 4, the single in the 6th. Hobie Milner stays in for the Cubs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Leave that out there. Good, Nathaniel. Good.
Yeah.
Leave it.
There we go.
All right. Pick a spot. Although, well, maybe with Low I would. There's very few batters in this lineup that I'm giving the green light to at this point. 3-0.
Let's go. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I would not bunt Steer here, despite my my willingness to bunt McLean. I think I've changed directions on the bunt for this situation. Largely
for Steer?
Because I'm not bunting them over. I just don't know if I trust Will Benson's swing and miss. But you know what? This whole team swings and misses. So
the tough part is I don't love Will Benson's swing and miss, but I do love Will Benson's ability to get the ball in the air. He's like the only guy on this lineup that I actually trust to get the ball in the air. And if you bunt here and you have runners on second and third, Benson can score the go-ahead run with a sac fly. But I get it. You're also talking about a guy who literally just hit a home run last inning in Spencer Steer. So, and one of your more reliable hitters of late.
that is true, Nate. I did say that. Now I have to take it all back. Thought he was a better man.
What'd you say?
Just we'll leave that between me and Nate.
Okay. All right, make a final decision before we come back from commercial here. Are you bunting or are you not bunting?
I'm going to get real crazy for this. You ready for this one? I
Oh
think
God.
if
you say Butcher Boy, you're going to send Optimistic John into an absolute tizzy.
Okay. He's getting ready to get into a tizzy. I think that you show bunt, and they're more than likely going to be in a really, really bad fielding position, and I think you can pull the bat back, and I think you can try to hit a ground ball through a just completely wide open infield.
All right. Well, he
It
didn't
doesn't
show
look like
bunt on
that's
the
going to
first
happen.
one, and it was a ball way out of the zone. Ground ball, third base. Hayes pauses. Double play.
Just a horrible. Oh, boy.
And now Benson's ability to get the ball in the air means nothing.
This sounds crazy, but and listen, it's I don't expect him to do it, but what would be the ruling? I wonder if Hayes just decided to catch that ball that was thrown by Pregame.
It would be a dead ball. He'd be out, and then Steer would be given first base, and the other runners would advance as necessary. So we'd have first and second with one out.
Yeah. The Butcher Boy doesn't look so bad anymore, does it?
I guess we don't know. Could have had the exact same outcome for all we know.
Could have. Yeah, that's fair.
But if he's charging in on a potential bunt there and you hit that chopper like you just did, that might actually get over his head. So who knows? All right, Benson, you got to do a job here. 1-2. Man on third. 2 outs. Top of the 10th.
Spike this pitch so far. Balk. Do something. I mean, if we just can we accidentally get lucky again? Like I don't know what has to happen, but we just need something lucky. I was looking for luck.
Get through. This is another one of those moments where you're just like, if you're in the Reds dugout, you're just thinking, not again. Not again. They're going to go to Brock Burke.
I don't even know if you can do this, but there we go. Take care of that.
What?
Chatterbox on Chatterbox crime. Reed Mouse was muted. He's been muted for 30 minutes. We could all take Jaguars' advice. Just we have a winning record, so we should all just relax.
That's certainly an option, I suppose.
Reed Mouse Radio, 30-minute rain delay. He'll be back here in a minute with under a different name, so we're just gonna have to figure out who that is, and then that'll just be another 30-minute rain delay for that one too.
3 straight 1-run losses in opponent's final at bat.
This is so brutal. They can't do anything. As soon as they do something right, they can't close it down to make sure that what they did right actually ended up mattering.
Amaya in there to
Hey, they're bunting. They're bunting.
That's the joy of being the home team and knowing that you only need one run. You can afford to
fair.
give up an out.
That's
when
fair.
You're the away team, you're trying to score as much as you can.
I'd
You're not
really
trying to
love
give
to
away
get
outs.
I'd really love to get super aggressive here.
There's the bunt. Burke will have to go to first.
Give the Cubs credit. I mean, that's a good bunt. Bunted at the third baseman.
Yep.
And that's that.
All right. Well, now you got to try and find a way to get Bregman to strike out for the third time on the game.
Put him on base.
Okay. So now you got to find a way to get Ian Happ out.
Yeah, you make Ian Happ go to the right
maybe a little
side.
Double play.
Make Ian Happ go to the right side, and I think you do try to get the double play. Yes, I do.
You try and load him and bring Seiya Suzuki to the plate, or do you leave it as is, first and third?
I'm leaving it first and third. Make Happ hit from the right side, and then try to basically corner infielders are going to play in or even with the bag, and then you're going to have. I think you're going to have the middle infielders play shorter depth, but double play depth, like in the sense that that's the goal is to try to turn two.
Okay. Happ on the day, 3 for 4, homer, single, fly out.
He's due to try to hit a pop up here, right? That's what I think.
Yep.
Looks like that's what we're doing. There's a chance for the double play up the middle. 88-mile-an-hour changeup. That was a good pitch to swing at. Decided not to do it. Yeah, double play ball, please. Okay, strikeouts are cool too. What?
Okay.
Swung through a middle. Wow. How did he miss that? Well, he foul tipped it, to be fair. Shout out to Stevenson for hanging on. Well, you load the bases up, so now you have no room for error, though. That's my only, and I get it. You don't want it. You have to do it.
You want to go lefty-lefty matchup.
You have
with
to do
Bush,
it. I mean,
guess.
Suzuki's such a good hitter, and the other the thing that sucks is this team's just been notorious for walking guys. So that's why we have this just deep fear of having the bases loaded here.
Yep. Well, Michael Bush on the day, 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 strikeouts.
Challenge that.
Single.
Was that not a strike?
Looked like it.
How do you not challenge this? Like, this is the bases loaded, dude. What are we doing, man? God damn it! This team is infuriating.
Come on, Brock.
You got it. You got to challenge him. This is why I hate walking the bases loaded, and this is why you challenge the first damn pitch.
Oh, they said he waited too long. Doesn't matter. It was a strike anyway, but they said he waited too long.
He did not wait too long. That's so ridiculous too. That whole rule of waiting too long, like you got to react to whether or not even what he didn't even know he called it a strike, and then it took him 2 seconds, and he was like, "Oh, I want to challenge that."
He wanted to confirm that he actually had a challenge available.
I also don't like that.
Now what's
icing
happening?
My guy.
Oh, now Craig Counsell's coming out, and he's going to argue it to even ice him even more.
That's smart. I would do that. That's a good manager. That's a good manager.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with actually arguing the call.
No,
he's 100% just trying to slow it down. Yeah. Which could work in his favor or it could work against him. Could give Brock Burke a second to recoup himself and gather himself for this 3-1 pitch.
I know these guys are major leaguers, but right now with the Reds and their pitching staff, I don't think they can throw 3 strikes in a row, if I'm being honest. Yep.
There it is.
Just...
And a bench to bench. Change hit in the air to deep right field. That goes to Lindsay. And the save. He's done. Get out of here, baseball. He's gone. Oh, my God. Can you believe it? Johnny Bench has tied it up. The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in 4 straight. It was a sweep. In the dirt. It's a wild pitch. Here comes Walker. The Reds win the pennant. Larkins won the game. That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none. Welcome, Joe Aranda to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Do you think Scott Chatterbox is a good player?
Dunn up there with the bases loaded, the outfield deep and around toward right, to the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on, long drive, right field, and this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive, hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club. Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run. My, oh my, that is a triple.
Matt McClain's first big league bomb. Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again. The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive, left center field, racing back to the line, Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did! He did! Reds win! Line into right field. Genius, the first Red ever with 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Does it have a chance? The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first, and Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win. What a dream beginning to the career of Jay Bruce.
It's Groundhog's Day, man. It's deja vu. It's the same story yet again. 3 days in a row in Chicago, and the story couldn't possibly be any more similar. This team finds ways to lose the same way that they found ways to win in April. May has been the opposite. And there is plenty of blame to go around. There's plenty of frustration to be had. And it is absolutely pitiful that we can't even find ourselves having the confidence to make the right baseball move as fans and walking Suzuki and getting, and I said it before it happened, that the real concern you have when you walk someone to make the bases loaded with this pitching staff is that they can't throw the ball over the plate. And you know what's funny? It just so happens to coincide with the other thing that this team can't quite figure out, which is you can challenge pitches in meaningful spots. We'll get to the top of the 10th inning here in a minute, and that's part of the problem. You head to the bottom of the 10th, Craig, and you have to be perfect, and you have to make sure that they don't even score a run with a guy starting on second base because your inept offense is incapable of doing it yourself. But when you have the bases loaded, Craig, and you have a borderline pitch on the first pitch of the at-bat to try to get ahead in the count, and you decide, I'm going to save the challenge. Save the challenge. We treat these challenges like they're worth runs, Craig. And I don't know if the at-bat changes. I don't know if the outcome is different if you decide to challenge the first pitch, which I might add, if you did do that, you would have been up in the count, no balls and one strike. I just like all of you, am tired of watching this team find different ways to lose every single night over the past week and a half. And the real thing, the real damning part of it is that the Cubs did create some of their fortune. And the Reds pissed their fortune away multiple times in this game. And it finally came back to bite them. Yes, I thought we were going to get bailed out in the 9th inning, Craig. When you put up a 4 spot, in the top of the 9th inning, and you then are incapable yet again of closing the door down. But I thought we were going to be able to move past the first and third situations earlier in the game. I thought that we were going to be able to move past the idea that perhaps this team needs to be able to have more consistent hitters to be able to score more runs in a game. But no. Now we have to cover it all yet again. And to be honest, after the last 2 shows, doing them for an hour and a half, 2 hours apiece, I don't know if I can do it, Craig. I got to be honest with you. This is the first time maybe we've ever done Chatterbox Reds where I'm just not sure what in the world you can say that we haven't already said. But I guess that's why we're here, and I guess hopefully I'm going to maybe just jump on your back, Craig, and ride this thing into the midnight and just, I don't know. I mean, I just for as much magic that Tito once had, it's been completely gone here of late.
Yeah, just sometimes you get in those stretches where it seems like every single little thing goes against you, and the Reds are in one of those moments right now where now for the 4th straight game, Brady Singer wasn't great, but he was good enough to keep you in the ball game, and that's the 4th straight start that you've gotten from your starting pitching rotation to potentially win a ball game. And you get this miracle 9th inning run together and score 4 to take a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. And you're thinking, all right, that's a great way to turn it around. Feel good story with TJ Antone, which we'll talk about later. Maybe we'll get him the win. And he can't throw strikes. I mean, so much of it comes down to throwing strikes. And that's been a huge Achilles heel for this bullpen all year long. Doesn't matter who you're talking about. It's the reason that Zach Maxwell is still at AAA. It's the reason that Luis May has pitched in 1 game since he got called up. It's the reason why we don't know who's going to be our closer moving forward, because the 2 guys that actually have the stuff that maybe actually could perform as a closer, you don't trust them to throw the ball in the zone.
You know why, Craig? Because to find somebody that has really, really good stuff and throws the ball in the zone and also happens to be a reliever, they cost a lot of money. So what do we got to do? We got to go find the diamonds in the rough. We got to go find the guys that are a little bit of fringe, the guys that, we got to go find all the folks that, the proper folks don't want to date because they got a little bit of problem. So we think we're going to be able to fix their problem, Oh, they have an issue where they stay out late a lot during the week and they don't come home at times. But we're going to fix them. Yeah, wait until I talk to them. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I feel as if at times when I watch other teams play us that are clearly better than us, and I say that just as like someone that I think is just realistic. The Cubs are a better team than us. They have just better players. They have much, 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 much better depth in their lineup. I mean, just look at what happened there at the end of the game with Ashcraft. I don't even want to get overly frustrated with Ashcraft because he made some decent pitches. He forced Kelly to put the ball in play, Craig. And what did Kelly do? He got a base hit. What did PCA do? He took a pitch that was like a foot off the ground.
Yep.
Every bit of a foot below the zone, maybe 8 inches below the zone. And he takes that pitch and he's able to hit it backside for a home run. Yet we got guys that can't score from second base on a base hit that's the inning, the top of the inning earlier. And yes, they ended up scoring, so we ultimately probably won't make a big deal about it. But it's the little things that just this team is incapable of doing well enough to be able to help them close it all down. And the thing that's crazy is, like, you can get mad at a lot of people. Nick Kral's maybe one of the folks that you could probably point to and say, like, he needs to do a better job with roster construction. But it is funny to think that they're just one piece away, which is obviously a closer. And I said elite level closer during the extra innings. I don't even know if it needs to be an elite level closer. But, like, if you had a legitimate closer, Craig, like, this series is turned upside down. You're 3-0. You're headed into an opportunity to sweep the Cubs on a 4-game set. You're in first place. You're 9 games over 500. Vibes are high. And what do we have? At this point, I've lost count. We lose 6 in a row. Is that where we're at now? We've lost 7 of our last 8. And we've gone from first place in the division to, at this point, I don't even want to look, but probably almost DFL. And if you don't know what DFL means, then you can maybe Google that or look it up yourself. This is a kid's show, and I want to keep it that way. But it's heart-wrenching, man. It's heart-wrenching. It's one thing to get beat, but the way they've gotten beat 3 days in a row, Craig, it's as demoralizing as I've been as a Reds fan in quite some time, and they've presented plenty of opportunities to be demoralized.
Yeah, Reds now fall officially into 4th place based on win percentage, 5 games back of the Chicago Cubs, who sit at the top at 25-12. Reds now 20-17. Milwaukee Brewers now officially ahead of them as well at 19-16. Cardinals continue to find a way to win. They're 21-15. And don't look behind you. The Pittsburgh Pirates only a half a game behind you at 19-17. And the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Pirates ahead of you come tomorrow, or tied with you later tonight, which I guess technically makes them ahead of you because they've got the season series so far.
Yeah, it's called DFL. That's where we're at. Within 1 week.
Yep.
I'm trying
from
my
first
best
to last in the span of 6 games.
I'm trying my best, Craig, and I'm looking for the right words, and I'm not trying to just. I'm not trying to go off the deep end or the reservation on things that maybe aren't fair completely. But this team just, like, I don't want to call it unlucky, but it's just like Steer grounds into a double play in the top of the 10th. He hits a solo home run earlier. He also hits a weak ground ball to third base, rolls over it yet again earlier in the game with guys on first and third. He could have hit a home run in I don't know how many. I gotta look it up real fast here just to make sure that I get this exactly right. Bear with me. now I got ads popping up in front of me. So, all right, here we go. Box score. So you have Spencer Steer, who, he's been very, very good. He has 5 at-bats, and the one at-bat that he had, he could have probably done that in any of the other at-bats that he had in the entire of the game, and it would have led to a humongous benefit to the Reds. And I'm not saying a solo home run isn't meaningful. Of course it is. But it just seems like every big swing we get, Matt McClain, he gets a big swing. It came with nobody on. And I don't know if that's just bad luck or if that's just part of baseball, and you can't really sit here and say that that's the reason why you lost. You lost because you can't throw strikes. You lost because you can't get guys out in meaningful situations. And you lost because you had first and third multiple times and you just didn't capitalize on it. Simply put.
Yeah, Reds had a 91.4% win probability after that Ellie De La Cruz sacrifice fly in the 9th. 91.4. And they find a way to give it back. It's
disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Here's where I'm at. I'm going to lean on you here in a minute. I'm going to do my best to try to formulate some thoughts that are maybe relatively meaningful outside of just sounding like we're complaining the entire time. I do want to say, before we go on, we do the box score recap and we have an opportunity maybe to cut this into the podcast. I want to say this. I did have the fortune of the day to go up to the Memorial Tournament Media Day, which was an awesome experience, and I want to give them a shout out because I feel like it's fair. And your boy almost had one of the greatest days of his life happen, which was you get a chance to play 18 holes at Muirfield Village, and you come home, a champion, and instead you're just pissed because you're.
What is that?
It says Memorial Tournament Media Day, individual low gross champion. So, I almost had an opportunity to have an awesome day, and the Reds ruined it. Very much like they ruin a lot of things in my life, if I'm being completely honest, but I still love them. I guess whenever someone says, like, why don't they just leave this toxic relationship? Why don't they just leave? You could just leave this person, or you could leave this situation, this thing. Like, I personally will just point towards the fact that I'm going to sit here and love this team till the day that I probably die, and they might never provide anything relatively worthwhile to me, but I think that's how many of us probably feel. So shout out to the Memorial, and shout out to the Reds for not ruining it completely, but almost doing it, to be honest, if we're being completely frank. But box score recap presented by Sharefax. They said they were excited about the highs and lows of the season, and
I just didn't realize it would be so high and so low.
Oh boy,
so close together.
Oh, we are peaking and valleying based off Nick Krall. I mean, he has got everything he hoped for.
Oh man,
I don't know if the peaks.
Right, well,
I don't know if the peaks are as high as the Twins, but they are high, and I don't know if the valleys are as low as they are, but they are right now what seems to be the depths of hell. Craig,
yeah.
I'm going to shut up and let you do this.
There we go. I'm sure the moment that everybody was waiting for. Chatterbox Reds is brought to you by Sharefax Credit Union. With the weather finally cooperating, it's time to start on those home renovations. Sharefax has a $0 closing cost special until May 31st for home equity lines of credit. Restrictions apply. Contact Sharefax for details at 513-753-2440 or visit sharefax.org/promotions-events. Sharefax Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender and is insured by NCUA. Once again, call 513-753-2440 or visit sharefax.org for more information. Back-to-back walk-off wins for the Cubs had the Reds searching for answers, and they turned to Brady Singer on Wednesday night, hoping he might have some. Singer squared off with Colin Ray in Game 3 of a 4-game set at Wrigley. Once again, the Reds strike first as TJ Friedl walks and comes around to score on a ground out by Ellie De La Cruz. Singer and the Reds had a 1-0 lead after the top of the first. The lead was short-lived as Singer allowed a 2-out single to Bregman, followed by an opposite field home run from Ian Happ for a 2-1 Cubs lead. Happ then starts a Cubs 4th inning rally that goes single, double, single, plating 2 and extending the Cubs lead to 4-1. Stayed that way until the top of the 5th when Matt McLain gets a run back, leading off the inning with a solo Oppo Taco. Singer allowed a single to start the 6th, but gets Bush and Kelly swinging to end the inning and finish his day. Singer on the day, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Sam Ball and Pierce Johnson combined for his scoreless 7th. Then in the 8th inning, the Reds turned to newly called up TJ Antone. Antone, coming back from his 3rd Tommy John surgery, was making his first Major League appearance since April 7th, 2024. Antone struck out Bregman, got Ian Happ to fly out to center, and then struck out Seiya Suzuki for a perfect 1-2-3 inning. Reds head to the 9th down 4-2. Then the Reds did the unthinkable. Spencer Steer leads off the 9th with a solo home run, followed by a Benson single, Stevenson pinch hit single, and a McLean single. After a Dane Meyer strikeout, J.J. Bleday singled to tie the game at 4 apiece. Ellie De La Cruz then hit a ball deep to right field that found Seiya Suzuki caught going to the ground. 2 more Reds scored as McLean motored around third for a 6-4 Reds lead. With Emilio Pagan on the IL, the Reds turned to Graham Ashcraft in the 9th, and I would love to say it's unthinkable, but it wasn't unthinkable. It was totally predictable. Ashcraft allows a single to Carson Kelly, then a Pete Crow Armstrong home run to tie the ball game. For the 2nd straight game, we go to extra innings. Hayes starts at second for the Reds, and Lowe walks to start the inning, but Steer grounds into a double play. Then Will Benson grounds out, and the Reds fail to score in the top of the 10th. Brock Burke comes in for the bottom of the inning. Miguel Amaya bunts the Manford man to third. Reds intentionally walk Bregman. Burke strikes out Happ. Then they put Suzuki on first to load the bases for the lefty-lefty matchup with Michael Bush. Burke walks Bush on 5 pitches. Cubs win 7-6. Reds lose their 6th straight. 3 straight walk-offs. They're now 20-17 on the season and 1-8 in the NL Central.
Spencer Steer is the deep drive of the day by QC Kinetix. 104 off the bat. Win probability doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At this point, the win probability, they should just take that. They should delete that line of code from all Reds box scores and or whatever perhaps is associated with any web page that has the Cincinnati Reds involved with it. The win probability isn't even needed. What might be needed, though, is that if you're hurting, and not hurting in really the way that I'm talking right now, although we will have some news about that probably here in just a minute. But if you are hurting and it's knee pain or shoulder pain and it's slowing you down, whether it's on the golf course, the pickleball court, or even the gym, it might be time to talk to the care team at QC Kinetix Cincinnati about regenerative medicine options. QC Kinetix takes a different approach, focusing on treatments designed to help your body heal and recover. And they're conveniently located in Liberty Township, right across from Lakota East High School. You can see what the care team at QC Kinetix is all about by going to QCkinetix.com or calling 513-655-3356. I don't know. Do you want to hear something that's kind of disgusting? I don't know if you really want to know, but
let's hear it.
Pete Crow Armstrong. Home run in 1 of 30 parks. Now, it was a big swing. It would have put him at least at second base. But home run in 1 of 30 ballparks. The one being Wrigley Field, of course. Why not? Why not, you know? I mean, just add insult to injury. I guess we got to talk about the missed chances. I really didn't want to do that tonight. I did not want to get in here and discuss, you know, how piss poor this team is, first and third situations, or guys with runners in scoring positions in general. In the first inning, Ellie was capable, at least thankfully, of bringing Friedel in, which it's nice. The leadoff hitter gets on base. You get a base hit by your two-hole guy, and next thing you know, you got first and third with 1 out. But unfortunately, the Reds, they didn't do any damage with it. It really just they allowed us to we got the opening run. We scored 1 there. So that was our first opportunity, Craig, with first and third with nobody out. It really wouldn't take all that long to get another opportunity first and third, which would be the top of the third. You'd have Matt McClain single and then TJ Friedel would single, and you would have first and third with JJ Bleday coming up. And, of course, he would unfortunately strike out. And then you have what was – I don't want to – what's the right word to use here? I don't want to sit here and act as if, like, it's a boneheaded play, but I don't really say that the contact play in that spot is – I don't even know if that's what it is, right? Like, let me be very clear about the contact play. I think it's intelligent to run the contact play when you are trying to get one run across in what I would call a late inning situation, and you already have another guy on first base or second base that's going to then be in scoring position if that guy gets thrown out at home plate, right? I don't think it's intelligent to run the contact play if there's nobody out in the inning and it's earlier in the game, and you have a situation where you get the guy thrown out and he could have been at third base with still one out, where a fly ball or sacrifice fly, as we all know, there's 9 different ways to score from third base, more than there is from second base. So it's very advantageous to be at third base with less than 2 outs. So I don't think it's intelligent to try to do that. It didn't ultimately cost the Reds a run anyways, because Sal Stewart would pop out to second base. So even if the fielder's choice that Elly De La Cruz hit would have been just to him out at first, it would have been guys at second and third, of course, with Sal Stewart up, and he ultimately popped out anyways. So that was your other first and third situation that you had an opportunity. And then we all know probably the one that sticks out the most, that was the biggest, just piss poor base running mistake, was the 6th inning. Sal Stewart walks, Nathaniel Lowe singles, and then all of a sudden you have Spencer Steer, who unfortunately rolled over a ground ball, and it wasn't the contact play, and ultimately Sal Stewart just got caught. I'm at the point where I'm just so sick and tired of doing the whole, these guys are young, these guys have played baseball since they were 8 years old. I thought this was supposed to change when Tito got here. I thought this was a David Bell problem. I thought David Bell was the issue. And the first thing that Tito said when he got here was, there's aggressive base running, and then there's stupid base running, and you got to know the difference between the two. Now, this team right now, based off the way it looks, they're stupid base runners. A bunch of stupid base runners that we have. You'd like to think that if you're slow, too, I just want to say this, if you're slow, you would like to think that you would be as high-level IQ as you could possibly be, checking your outfielders, seeing where they're at, knowing the arms of the outfielders, having an idea of being able to visualize that if a ball got through a gap here and there, would you be able to kind of score from here or there? And yet we had a play later in the game that it didn't come back to bite us, but it would have been a huge storyline if Tyler Stevenson doesn't find a way to score to give the Reds a lead in the 9th inning, because he had no clue where the outfielders were. He got the worst read on a baseball you've ever seen in your entire life. You get a base hit to the outfield, Craig, in between the 2 outfielders, not right at somebody, in between 2 outfielders, and you don't even score. You go base to base? This is the type of stuff that we used to say David Bell and his teams would do. This was the type of stuff that we would always blame on the fact that all these guys are always young. Like, give me a break. I'm sick and tired of that excuse. I'm done with it. I am sick and tired. Like, call me. I'm not going to quit the show, of course. I'm not going to quit being a fan, but I will tell you, I'm going to stop caring. I'm going to stop caring about listening to any dialogue that the Reds management wants to provide me in the offseason. I'm sick and tired of it. You can just move on with it. If you want to sit here and act like we're going to really stress good base running, there's piss poor base running all game long, all week long, et cetera, et cetera. Can't throw strikes. Half these guys have noodles for bats. Can't hit for shit. And we sit here on a night in, night out basis and expect things to change. It's just not going to change if something doesn't start to get extremely better. Whether we throw more strikes, whether we have a little more pop in the lineup, or maybe just maybe we have, which we've relied on far too long, and we are starting to realize that maybe we should have not taken it for granted. We don't have starters that go out there and shove for 7 innings, hand the ball over to 2 guys that we trust, and we win games 1-0 and 2-1. So, Craig, that's the storyline of this game for me. Piss poor base running, and also not the greatest situational hitting, but the base running is maybe the most infuriating thing, considering that was like one of the main talking points that Tito had when he came over.
I made a note in the 3rd inning, because the 1st inning, you mentioned Friedel starts off the game with a walk, JJ Bleday singles, and Friedel's on third base. So they have 1st and 3rd at that point, and JJ Bleday gets caught stealing. Then in the 3rd, you get Matt McLean thrown out at the plate on that contact play, which I don't really have a problem with the contact play, just to be honest with you. You at the time, it was right. 1st and 3rd with 1 out, and you were down a run.
Yep.
Seems like textbook contact play to me. But at the time, in the moment, it felt like the Reds were maybe being overly aggressive to try and overcome this 5-game losing streak that they were on at the point. They were trying to force their way into making plays and try to maybe play a little differently than they had been over the last couple of days. And then, of course, you get to the 6th inning and Sal Stewart is on third base, and then he's, you'd like him to be aggressive, but I think he just got in his own head that he was supposed to be aggressive, but then he saw that the ground ball got right to the third baseman in a timely manner, and he just got frozen. And then you get stuck in no man's land, when in reality, he should, as soon as that ball gets hit to the third baseman, he should be putting his head down and sprinting back to the base is what he should be doing. But instead he gets caught in no man's land and doesn't even force a throw. You either got to force a throw and make the third baseman make a play, or you got to get your butt back to the base. And he did neither one on that moment. And that was tough for me to watch, which was equally frustrating because it was on a sequence where he had walked to get on base, and he showed that like overly emotional reaction to getting a walk, as if like it was the change that he needed to get out of this slump because he had seen the ball better or was laying off pitches that weren't in the zone that he had been swinging at previously or whatever. I mean, the whole sequence just kind of encapsulated how things are going for Sal Stewart right now, where he's trying to fake pump himself up, and then he ends up making a brain dead mistake on third base afterwards. And I get it. Sal's an emotional guy, and that's great. But I'm at a point now where, you remember how 2 years ago you were going to count how many double play balls we lost out? Well, I'm at the point now where I want to count how many times Sal Stewart ends up on a knee after striking out by swinging so hard that he swings right through a ball and just ends up at his knee, instead of trying to, take a 2-strike approach like Joey Votto so famously did and just put a ball in play and see if something happens. Because it seems like every other at bat nowadays, he's ending up on a knee, and he's got to calm down and just hit the ball and let the game come to him. Because right now it seems like he's trying to be a little bit too aggressive in the moment. And that was the story of the game for me, was that they were trying to be overly aggressive and it turned into dumb mistakes. And you mentioned the Tyler Stevenson base running error that eventually didn't matter because he scored anyway, but you got to know where the outfielders are. That's a ball that wasn't like hit high in the air. Didn't ever appear as if it was a ball that was going to be caught. It was only an 18-degree launch angle, 240 feet. Like, that's a ball that all day you should be immediately on your horse trying to score on that play. Yeah. And he was the go-ahead run. And for them to just leave that at that point on base, that was certainly an interesting decision. Lucky for the Reds, it worked out, and he scored on that sac fly from Ellie. But, man, it felt like not only did they lose opportunities by stupid mistakes as it was, but then they even had more stupid mistakes that got luckily polished over due to 100%. Things happening and working their way out. But not a good performance, and it just feels like they're at the point now where they're pressing a little bit. 100%. And I got excited in that 9th inning thinking that, hey, this rally, maybe it'll push them back the opposite way. Things haven't gone their way. Maybe they get this 9th inning rally and we string together 3 or 4 wins, split the series. And Pitching comes in and can't get the job done. Bullpen, yet again, lets the team down.
Two thoughts. One's pretty damning, so I'll hold on to that one for just a second. The one that I want to say, like, we get frustrated with the contact play, and I understand why. I'm not here to try to even debate the contact play right now and defend it or argue against it. But what I would say is that, you know what would be really nice is if we didn't have to worry about the contact play. When you have a guy on third base with less than 2 outs, which is the situation in which we're always frustrated with the contact play, how about you hit a baseball in the air that doesn't require us to have to try to find a way to score a guy on a little weak ground ball to the corner infielders or the pitcher? That probably is a little more concerning than even whether you agree with the contact play or you don't, is the fact that we have run into this situation so many times over the past 2 years that we have, as a fan base, discuss this as if we all know what it is and why we should do it or why we shouldn't do it. I would like to think, Craig, it comes up maybe a couple times a season to where we don't even really think about having it as a discussion. Why? Well, I don't know. Hypothetically speaking, you could get a base hit. A novel concept, I know. You could get an extra base hit. Very novel. I get that's new. You could hit one in the air, Craig. That's just far enough for them to be able to catch the ball and you run home for a sacrifice fly. That's what good teams do. That's what good teams do. And you know what I find myself thinking on a night in, night out basis for the last 3 nights and maybe even a little bit more than 3 nights, not to give Pittsburgh too much credit, but we run into teams that are just better than us. We ran into a team that made that made the plays when they needed to make them.
You talk about runners on third base. Mike Hart sent this stat to us in the group chat. Reds so far on the season have 5 sacrifice flies, which is tied for dead last in Major League Baseball. Not counting tonight, they came into the game with 57 plate appearances with a man on third base in less than 2 outs. 31 times they failed to score that run, 55%, good for 26th in the league. And we said it in the moment, right? Like, we talked about it in the 10th inning. What do you do here? Do you try and get a runner on third base and hope that Will Benson can get a ball in the air? And you were worried about Will Benson's swing through and miss. And
he struck
instead,
out.
Spencer Steer grounds into a double play.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I think I don't want to say it wouldn't have mattered. The pitch sequence is different and all that. Benson ended up hitting a ground ball. Yeah.
Benson hit a ground ball after the double play. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is to be honest, like I don't know. I mean, if you were to bunt there, you move guys over to second and third, you take advantage of the fact that he walks the leadoff hitter, because otherwise him walking the leadoff hitter actually worked in his advantage, right? Because he gets a double play out of it. He gets 2 outs for the price of 1 pitch. And the other thing that's crazy about that is that if you were to have bunted the guys over, I actually think, and I don't think it's fair to do this. I'm going to say this on the front end. I don't think it's fair to judge what could have happened based off of a result from something that happened after the fact when it might not have been the same. So, me saying that, Will Benson's ground ball was hit sharp enough that if the infield was drawn in, it has a good chance of getting through. And if that gets through, you score 2 runs. You have a guy on first base with 1 out. So there are times where I think bunting is the right play. My problem at times with this team when they have decided to try to sacrifice bunt, Craig, and I know that people like John are tired of hearing me say this, is that I think that they allow the defense to get way too aggressive on trying to defend that bunt, and they don't keep them honest by being able to pull back and swing away. So if you can keep the defense honest, then I'm not opposed to bunting in certain situations, especially late inning situations, especially with a team that has a lot of hitters that are incapable typically of driving runs in themselves, if it means that they have to do something relatively special like get a hit or hit a sacrifice fly. So, I don't know. It's frustrating, Craig. It's there's just nothing that's gone right for this team.
To do this show every night, 162 of them. Yeah. You're on a lot more than I am, but 162 of these shows for not a lot of money. We appreciate everybody that tunes in, and we appreciate the super chats for sure.
Oh yeah, it's
but
a
man,
blessing
this
to have this many
freaking
people in our community.
Wears on you, man. And
it's brutal.
535 people watching live right now.
Yeah.
At 11:15 p.m. after another brutal loss just speaks to how much this city wants a winner.
Dying.
They are begging for the team to continue the way they were at the start of this year. I mean, you saw the numbers in the chat at the beginning of the year as the team was off to their hot start, 700 plus in the chat. This city desperately wants this team to be good. And we legitimately, I mean, it's hard enough as it is, but if we didn't have the support of Nutcutter Nation, this show would be impossible. And
impossible. The only real reason that I even consider getting back on this show is because all the people that listen and all the people that send nice messages and all the people that come in this chat. I mean, we have a plethora of super chats we're getting ready to get to. So yeah, I mean, I can't say thank you enough. It's quite literally the fuel that keeps the motivation to want to turn this damn computer on again. And so thank you. And I just feel at some point that we're gonna get our way. We're going to do this together. And when that happens, it'll be glorious. But unfortunately, it does feel like the current operation that we currently have had in place for a significant amount of time, and the decision makers that are pulling the strings, if you want to call it that, it makes it really hard to compete with major market teams, and it makes it really hard to compete with teams that have resources that can go out and pay guys, because ultimately you look at the depth of the Cubs lineup and it is impressive. It's impressive. And you look at, the ability for the Padres to go out and make a deal and get the best closer in baseball to where they don't have to worry about that anymore. I mean, I know that we love our prospects, but it's like, Mason Miller was on our team, then we would probably be in first place by a long shot.
I don't think there's any question. You have Mason Miller on this team, and you're absolutely still sitting at
100%.
You're 20-17 at this. Is that right? 20-17. Yeah. You're what? 24-13 at this point, probably, if not better. And in first place, because you probably just handed the Cubs 3 straight losses to start this series, and instead you've given up 3 straight walk-off wins.
Yeah. And the A's got guys that might end up being really good players. DeVries, I guess. Braden Nett, Henry Baez, and Nunez. Can't even say his first name.
Leo DeVries was the prize. He was the number 1 overall prospect in baseball. So you weren't going to compete with that offer. That's the thing, right? Like, I know we like to look at it and say, why didn't the Reds do that? It's because Leo DeVries was the top prospect in all of baseball.
Right.
And the Reds didn't have a package to compete with that, even if they wanted to.
No.
So.
No. But I don't know.
And, the Padres are battling with the Dodgers right now for first place in the NL West. And it's largely in part with Mason Miller, because he's been absolutely dominant so far this year.
Yeah.
But
here we are. We're not far off, but it's almost like the margins are so small, Craig, that you kind of are far off. Like, it just, you don't realize that the delta of 6 games in a baseball season is just miles apart. And boy, I really thought that we were just getting one over on the casino in April. I really did. And I'm not going to take that back. I mean, we were so far ahead of the curve on winning games that we weren't supposed to win that it felt like, man, if this thing just goes the way that it should go, statistically speaking, for the rest of for the remaining part of the year, like this team makes the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah,
playoffs.
But now, I mean,
we can win another game.
They've quite literally given it all back in a week. That month of grinding it out and winning all those close games and finding a way to win games that you weren't supposed to win, they've given it all back in a week. Not just because of the losses, but who they've lost to. You can't lose to the team that is supposed to win your division, and possibly lose all 4 games, which makes tomorrow unbelievably important. It really does. Can't lose 7 straight to the division. You can't. And expect to think that things are going to even be remotely possible towards the back end of the year. All right, we have plenty of supers. I just want to say thank you. Go ahead.
Trace,
yeah,
very little, but the good news, there's still 125 games left in the season.
Well, you can think of that one of two ways. That could be good. That could be good news or bad news. If it keeps going this way, that's the worst news of the night.
If you think about the first 31 games and how we felt after those 31 games versus how we felt after the last 6,
yeah,
sure, but yeah.
Hey, nice of Nick, by the way. Nice of Nick to choose his vacation.
Perfect time.
Quite literally right when all this went down. So shout out to him. I hope he's enjoying his time with his wife, and I really do mean that. But I'm not enjoying my time with the Cincinnati Reds. Lunaris 5805 says Friedel has one decent day, so now he's getting 3 more months of daily playing time. We'll see. I don't know. But he did make that play in center field, so you got to give him credit. Like I'll be honest with you. That was almost a carbon copy of the play that Dane Myers didn't make. So I don't know. That's the thing though. This team, they make the play that night, that time. It ultimately ends up not mattering. If they would have made the play the night before, it would have obviously mattered. You push you've seen the meme. You push this button and those buttons go away. You push this button, those buttons go away. And it's like, that's what this team is right now. M. Dean says, don't care if we win, just happy for TJ. I get the sentiment at the time. I know that super chat came in really early, so it was like, there was that nice story with TJ Antone. There was even the chance that he was going to get the win. I mean,
we're going to talk about it on the back end.
He was going to get the win.
I know.
It would have been awesome. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. David Shaw says, the chat wants to know, how bad did you beat Kenner today? I don't know what Kenner shot, but I definitely did win. I won, which was fun. It was nice. It was cool. Sometimes things are cool in life. Trajan Garvey said Antone sparked the team. He did. And unfortunately, this bullpen decided to come in. Isn't it funny that the guy that hasn't thrown in the big leagues in a couple of years, has 3 Tommy Johns, has all of the emotion that you could possibly ever have just running through him, and he can throw strikes? I mean, seriously. He threw strikes, threw the ball over the plate. But the vast majority of these guys, they can't hit the zone. All right. Michael Rolfe says, what happened? It was on the phone with Grumpy Patience that owe me money. I was on the phone with Grumpy Patience that owe me money. What happened? You don't want to know, Rolfe. Everything happened. Everything happened. Don't even worry about it. Just go to bed. Don't even worry about it. Trajan Garvey said, Ty Steve has been money with challenges. He has, but he has to challenge he knew that was borderline. He has to challenge any borderline pitch in that entire at bat, in my opinion, especially on the first pitch of the at bat when the bases are loaded. Being up 0-1 on a hitter versus being down 1-0 is a significant difference. And he just didn't challenge it. David Shaw says, we have a gusher. Talking about my finger, yes. I don't know what I did, but I cut my finger and I'll live. Tyler Kimball with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the show. Don't think you put anything as the name, just a pure super chat, so thank you for that. M. Dean said, okay, I lied. It turns out that I do care if they win. Yeah. They made a roaring comeback, put 4 in the top of the 9th, and boy, we had changed our tune. Bob DeWizard says, this bullpen's looking like the Bengals defense. We finally got some runs, lose them in the snap of a finger. That's a great call. Yeah. Good little Cincinnati cross-reference sports there. Yeah, that's basically what it's been like. You fight tooth and nail to get somewhere, and then all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, it's gone. Bob the Wizard says, Trace, Tito might be old school. He doesn't believe in challenging pitches. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly he says that they want to use them in leverage situations. I just think that sometimes they forget. They just forget that, And to be fair, it is relatively new. It's a new system, but that doesn't really, in my opinion, give them an excuse. Josh, fan of the Rays and the Reds. I don't know how the Rays are doing, but maybe that'll be the team that you can go back to. He said, I love this team so much, but this hurts my soul. It kills all of us. I mean, it's just this week has been devastating. Optimistic Reds fan says, keep giving owners a pass. This is what you get. I'm not going to disagree, but I just don't know what to do with that conversation. I don't know what to do with that topic. We could sit here and complain and whine and sit here and act like that's the problem, and but it's not going to change. It's not going to change, and I don't even think, no matter what we do as Reds fans, it will change because of the in my opinion, the shared revenue to a certain extent probably gets them by enough. And yeah, I'm not going to entertain the idea of what are we going to boycott? It's just doesn't work. Difference between start of the year and now the league realized that the Reds cannot throw strikes. Challenges are institutional. No other explanation. I don't know if that's the difference in the year, but I will say that I think that the Reds were very fortunate to begin the year. Like, so lucky. I don't think that many Reds fans know how lucky they were in April, not May, but in April. And, boy, water finding its level in May is proving it. Grant Harmon says, guess how many parks PCA's hit would have I said it? Yeah, guess how many parks PCA's hit would have been a home run in tonight? You guessed it, 1 of 30. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Brutal. I mean, it's just the worst luck. But at the same time, it's a well-hit ball. It's not like the ball wasn't well hit. It wasn't like a cheap home run in the sense that it would have barely scraped over a 310-foot wall that would have been caught. That ball's never getting caught. It would have been a double, maybe a triple with PCA. So I don't know how big of a break that is or isn't. Noah, thank you for being a member for Nutcutter Nation of 10 months. Says Ashcraft is so terrible, I hate him. Noah, come on, bro. Come on, Noah. Noah, he's been like one of the best relievers in all of Major League Baseball this year. Like, we can't do that, can we? Come on. I know we're all sad, and I do understand the frustration, but we can't. Let's not be that. Let's not just be that bad at knowing what he's been and hasn't been. The ubiquitous KMC says, I'm just here for my daily Trace Fowler rant. I don't know if I ran today. I'm so sad right now, and my heart's broken that I can't muster up the courage to even. What's the opposite of love, Craig?
Hate.
It's not hate.
War.
Indifference. Yeah. Opposite of love is indifference. If you hated something, you still have a little piece of your heart that loves it. That's why you're so mad. That's why you hate it. If you think about it, not to be too philosophical on a late night sad red show, but the truth is that the opposite of love is indifference, and that is just when you just don't care. And I don't think I'm there yet, but boy, I'm starting to like fall towards that unfortunate feeling of just like, okay, I give up if this is what's going to happen every night. 3 nights in a row, my heart has been broken, coming from Earl of Sandwy 91 something. 3 nights in a row, my heart has been broken. I can handle 1, maybe 2, but 3, just getting kicked in the bread basket over and over again. Yeah, we're like Charlie trying to go kick the football. It's just like, I don't know. I'm trying my best here to not be overly emotional, but I am close to being that. Kyle says, how do we feel about Seiya Suzuki, obviously, getting walked to load the bases and extras, left-right matchup, analytical decision goes in the out the window when the bullpen walks everyone. Listen, this isn't hindsight stuff. I mean, we said it right live as the game was going on, Craig, that's the right move. That's the right move. The thing that sucks is that you're so scared to make the right move in that spot because of how bad this pitching staff has been being able to throw the ball over the plate. And let's face it, bases loaded in a spot where you know that you have no margin for error, and if you don't throw strikes, then the game's over. That isn't your traditional spot where I would say that the percentage chance of actually walking the guy, in my opinion, Craig, based off of your career history, it would go up. It would go up, right? Like if you are a pitcher that walks, let's say you have a walk rate of 15% of the time, I'm going to at least say that it goes up to 20% of the time. If the bases are loaded in a pressure situation, you know that the guy at third base can't score, and you know if you walk the guy, the game's over.
I mean, that might be true, but also you have to look at what Brock Burke had done in that inning so far, and obviously he got Amaya on the sacrifice bunt. Yep. They intentionally walked Bregman, so he didn't have to throw any pitches to them. He got Ian Happ striking out swinging, and then they walked Seiya Suzuki intentionally. So I don't think there was any reason at that point to not have faith in Brock Burke to be able to throw a strike. The pressure clearly got to him because the pitches that he threw to Michael Busch, most of them were not even close. Specifically the third and the fifth pitch were not close. That fifth pitch almost hit him, basically, the one that actually walked him.
Yeah.
And, but there was nothing before that said, okay, well, this guy's struggling to find the zone. Because I think if you had not gotten, if you had struggled more with Ian Happ, because he struck him out on 4 pitches. It's not like he struggled with Ian Happ and throwing strikes to him. Amaya, the first pitch was a ball, but then the second pitch was in the zone and he bunted that one. There wasn't any indication at that point. He had thrown 6 pitches and 4 of them were strikes. So you got to trust your guy. Like, I know that it sucks in hindsight, but the truth of the matter is that you went to him in the 10th inning because you have some level of faith in him. And analytics don't always work out the way that you want them to. We know that. That's why they're, just analytics and not truth and fact. But it was the right decision. Seiya Suzuki is too good of a hitter for me to want to go up against him in that scenario. Lefty, righty, only needing a sac fly to win. It's just not the scenario that I want to be in. So I'd rather put him on and take my chances with Michael Busch, who had struck out his last 2 times up. And
I agree.
Didn't go your way, but it was the right call.
I agree it was the right call. However, and Nick has said this all year long, so this isn't breaking news, but this whole entire staff as a whole, not just one pitcher, but a plethora of them, have a strike throwing problem. He's given up 16 hits and he's walked 11 guys, comparatively speaking to 21 strikeouts. You got to whip, Craig, of over 2 in the last 7 appearances. I mean, 6 1/3, 7 walks, 8 hits for Burke. So it's like, I don't know. It was definitely a possibility when you walked him, though. Like, that's the truth. It wasn't like this guy is somebody that hey, he's going to throw strikes. I ain't going to worry about that. No, I mean, that's well. But I can't disagree with you. Like, at some point, your guys have to execute. I'm not going to get on Tito for making the right move. He made the right move. Unfortunately, he has a pitching staff that can't throw strikes. And I guess, to be fair, Craig, to the opposite argument is if you're that abysmal at throwing strikes, then at some point you do have to factor in the idea that analytics be damned. I'm just not going to put these guys in a spot where if they throw one pitch and hit a guy and or walk a guy, the game's over. So that's fair. That's a fair and valid point. Even though I think we both stand on the side that it's the right play, you'd like the pitchers just to be able to execute. And we didn't execute, and the Cubs did execute.
For sure. And the other conversation that we had in the moment as well is it's not like you have a go-to guy in this bullpen where you feel 100% comfortable that he's going to get either Suzuki or Bush out in that moment, right? So Burke's in the game at that point. You had Franco, May, Phillips, and Santillan. Santillan gave up a home run to Michael Bush last night. Connor Phillips, you going to trust him to throw strikes in that situation?
No.
Probably not. Luis May, you going to trust him to throw strikes? We know that answer. So you don't have a choice. Brock Burke had to be your guy, and you had to go after Michael Bush. There was no choice there. Didn't work out. But Tito played the cards right. I'll give him that. It just sucks that it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. And Dane Myers got bailed out too. I don't want anybody to forget about that. I mean, the guy came in a primo spot, in the spot that he was literally brought on this team to try to help us win. And he I get it's one at bat, so the sample size is ridiculously small. So we can't sit here and act as if it's the end of the world. But he strikes out in a pretty critical spot. And get a huge hit from J.J. Bleday. I think we kind of glossed over that a little bit. If we want to bring up a positive thing here really quickly, that was a big swing from J.J. Bleday. He's been a humongously awesome bright spot the last week and a half where everything's gone south. J.J. Bleday has shown signs that he might actually help us shore up perhaps a little bit of this outfield issue. The only issue that I have now, Craig, in a way, and it sounds like every show, I mean, hey, let's just check it off the bingo card. Why not? I mean, we like streaks on this show. The Reds like streaks, apparently. I wish they didn't like the streaks that they're on, but they seem to like them. Maybe just perhaps there's a chance that where we have two guys that hit from the left-handed side of the plate that have some pop, that have some power, that have some range, that have a little bit of arm strength, and they both could play in the lineup together. We'll see if that ever happens. My guess is that it won't happen. But nice day from the two Bs that play right field. So shout out to them.
Shout out.
All right, a couple more supers here really quickly, and then we will move into the back half and see if we can't find a way to win. Maybe. I don't know. It seems impossible. All right. David said, Trace, you said last night after Ellie's air, we just don't have smart baseball players. This team just doesn't play fundamental baseball. Partly. I do think that we have some guys that are not high-level IQ players. They're just not. And I think, unfortunately, if you couple that with the fact that I don't think that they're also unbelievably gifted players and to begin with, it's not a great combination. I like Tyler Stevenson, and he's done a lot of good things of late, but like two boneheaded plays in the same game that aren't even physical. They got nothing to do with your physical attributes. It's all mental preparation. It's all pre-pitch recognition and planning and understanding the moment of the game and what matters and where guys are. Like that all is mental. It's all mental. One is the hit that we already talked about. I don't want to beat a dead horse. He had no idea where the outfielders were. He had to have known that was a hit right off the rip. He got bailed out because we got a big swing from Ellie and thankfully scored two guys. But if he gets stranded at third base with a tie game, he's the main talking point. And oh, by the way, Brock Burke starts the hitter off with the bases loaded, right? And you have to get him out or the game's over. He starts the hitter off with a strike. We have a challenge. Game's over if you walk the guy. We don't challenge. So there's that. Logan Robinson, 220. Welcome to Nutcutter Nation. Thank you. We appreciate your support, man. Thank you, Logan. The Frago says, do the Reds need pitching coach change? No. Terrible walk-off. Something needs to change? No. Derek Johnson has been unbelievably good for the last how many ever years I can remember that he's been here. Pretty much every year he's been here, he's been great. So, no, we don't have to worry about that. It's not a pitching coaching problem. It's a damn player problem. And these guys get paid a lot of money to do their jobs. And I'm not going to complain or feel sorry for, I guess would be the right word to hold these guys accountable for throwing strikes. It's the best pitch in baseball. The best pitch in baseball is a strike. It's a strike, and we can't throw many of them.
The question you always ask yourself when you're talking about a potential coaching change is how long does it take that person to find a new job?
Yeah.
Derek Johnson would have a new job before he left Cincinnati. Step foot out of that dugout.
Yeah, 100%. D Brown 25 says he's headed to Wrigley Field tomorrow morning, or in the morning, I should say. My worst fear is watching the fourth straight walk-off in person. I don't know what to tell you, brother. Good luck. Don't wear Reds gear if I were you. That's what I mean. I go there as an innocent bystander, act like you're just there to take in the game. Actually, just act like you don't even know anything about baseball. Start asking dumb questions halfway through, like, are all outfielders that slow? Do you know? Is our outfielders? What do you think about the Reds outfield? Do you think they're good? Just get some intel from the outsiders on what they think about the Reds. John Thompson says, thanks for the show, guys. Thank you. Appreciate all the supers. That does the supers for now. Greg, let's jump into the back half. But before we do, we probably should have got to this a lot earlier, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think it's always a good reminder. And nights like this, good time to remind you that you can call or text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a place to get support for anything related to mental health. Whether it's an immediate crisis, simply wanting to find out how to connect with care, or anything in between. It's a 100% confidential, secure, and anonymous way to reach out for help when you don't know where else to turn. To connect, call or text 988 or visit mantherapy.org to get help. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it though?
Well, here's the message, Trace, is that it's okay to not be okay. You're not alone. You're not the only one who is struggling. Right. And I think on nights like tonight, that message is even more clear than ever, that you're not alone. You can look in this chat, you can watch this show,
right,
and you can understand that there are hundreds of other people who are going through the same mental issues that you may be facing. And some of us handle it differently than others, and that's totally fine. But if you do find yourself looking for help and in a place where you need it, 988 can help.
Brady Singer.
All right.
We talk about another starting pitcher on a night where he's not even in the main storyline, unfortunately, Craig. But kind of a Brady Singer outing, if we're being completely honest, right? Wasn't very pretty, kind of ugly at times. And as soon as you thought it was going to go absolutely poorly, he turns it around and gives you a chance to feel semi-decent about the start. That is Brady Singer in a nutshell at this point. I don't think he's never going to win a beauty pageant contest when it comes to starting pitching, but he found a way to be in the zone, and ultimately, did his job. And now we've gone 4 days in a row for a starting pitching situation that we felt very skeptical about, and we didn't really feel like they had much of a chance to give us this many days in a row of feeling like we could turn the ball over to the bullpen and win. And Singer, to a certain extent did that.
Yeah, I mean, only five hard hit balls on the night, and he got 57% swing and miss on his slider. I mean, not a whole lot more that you can ask for from your starting pitcher. Obviously, the 4 runs he gave up, but it's kind of what you have come to expect from Brady Singer. And we talked about it even during the offseason, that Brady Singer is not your ace by any means, but he's a guy that can go out every 5th day, stay healthy, and typically give you a performance that allows you to stay in a ball game and compete for a win and give your bullpen a chance to take it home. And he did that tonight. And, I think ultimately when you look at Brady Singer, I understand the frustration with how the year has gone. Certainly wasn't expecting or, certainly not happy with a 5.57 ERA, but it's just who he is as a pitcher. He's going to let the opposing team put the ball in play, And sometimes that's going to mean that they score, and sometimes that means that they're going to hit the ball to your defense. And, tonight, only 6 hits, but ended up a couple home runs, or I guess 1 home run and a couple hard hit balls, but a good enough outing out of Brady Singer that it shouldn't be on the back half of this rundown, I guess, is really the big thing. Should have been good enough to be on the front, but other storylines take precedent.
They do. They take precedent because everybody cares what happens at the end of the game. No doubt about it. Matt McLean hits a home run. That's another positive storyline. I like the back half here. We got some positive storylines. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on them, be honest with you, because I'm just sad and I want to go to bed. I want to wake up and I hope I feel better. And if I don't feel better, I'll eat some ice cream. And then after I eat that ice cream, if I don't feel any better after that, I'll probably go and eat some more ice cream. And if I don't feel any better after that, then I'll probably just decide at that point that, that I'll crack a cold one open. And if I don't feel better after that, I'll just go to bed again. And if I wake up after that, I think I will feel better. So hopefully you followed along there. But the back half has some positive things to talk about. Matt McLean hits a home run. That's nice to see. Also gets a little bit of a broken bat single as well, so he gets on base.
Yep.
I guess theoretically he didn't get on base twice because of the home run. He didn't get on base.
Well, he did. He had a single. He had a single in the 9th inning too.
That's true.
Bunt single.
They called that a single.
I guess
really.
I didn't.
They called that a single.
I don't know. Let me look.
If they called that a single, I'm out on the. I'm out on the old people doing the scorebooks, and I know that that's age discrimination.
You might be right.
Is that age discrimination or not? I don't know.
They gave him a sacrifice bunt.
Okay, good. All right. I was ready to go. Do you want to talk about, of all the things that happened in this game, if they gave him a hit for that, I was done with baseball. I was done with it.
But he was on base. He was on base.
Yep, he got on base. Yep, that's what you tell your that's what you tell your 5-year-olds after they play in their coach pitch games.
You said
you got on base, Johnny. Yeah, you hit the ball to the third baseman. They stepped on third. They got an out, but you did good, Johnny. You got on first base. That's all that really matters. I know Jason over there, he got out because of the ball that you hit, but you got on base. That's all that matters. You did good. You did. All right, we're going to go to second base here when they hit the ball. All right, be ready to go. Anyways, my point is saying this is that I'm glad Matt McLean got off the snide a little bit. We had yesterday on the rundown, we actually had it typed out on the J bar. It actually was Arroyo on there. So Edwin Arroyo now maybe is he back to being a AAA player? Is he a big leaguer again?
He has one good game, and now he gets 3 months of free pass. And
that's true. And Matt McLean is very much
in August.
Matt McLean's very much on the TJ Friedl type of lineage. It almost seems as if perhaps if they weren't on the same wavelength, then I don't know what is. They very much are 2 peas in a pod. I don't know if there's any more idioms I could come up with here, but anyway. All right, another positive storyline, probably the most positive storyline that we're going to find for the Reds. I don't want to say all season because that's a long, long time, but for as much as I didn't believe that this was possible, TJ Antone, when he blew his arm the last time, I really felt bad in the sense that this guy had worked so hard to get back there that was it. You just can't put yourself through that mental mental misery again. And I just want to say this, I think that TJ Antone sparks, at least for me, on a night like this when things are as sad and as sour as they could possibly be, it does remind you that there are more important things out there than sports. There's 2 things that come to mind that he did, that the perseverance in life in general, the fight, the drive, the desire, the passion, the something to look forward to, the hope that he had. He didn't care what anybody said. He didn't care what anybody said. He was going to do it his way, and by God, that's the best way to live. Is that if you believe that you can do something, there's nothing in this country that should slow you down from chasing that. And he did it in full force. And despite my maybe pessimistic attitude towards his ability to get back to a big league club, he did it. Number one. Number two, The thing that resonated with me a little bit was when he was given his interview with Jim Day was just that no matter even if he got back to the big leagues or not, he had reached a point where he said that he felt like he is so glad that he went through this journey because of just all of the things that he learned about himself. He said he obviously grew closer to Christ, and ultimately, like, that was just such a breath of fresh air in the perspective that he offered during the game that I was just like, wow. The judgment of whether or not he got back to the big leagues by many people were going to be the foundational kind of principle of whether or not it was worth it or not worth it, right? If he never got back to the big leagues, I guess even myself to a certain extent would have been like, man, all that rehab and all that work and all that just you never get back is just tough. But it reminds me, like, even in my own life and probably many of ours, is like the life is the journey, man. Life is the journey. It's not the destination. It never has been the destination. You can get to the destination and you actually get depressed because you're like, man, this is it. I've worked so hard my whole life to get here and this is it. And then you realize, like, the fun was actually the ride. The fun was the time, the whole time that you were chasing that. That was the fun, not whatever it is at the very end of it. That was just so heartwarming to hear. And then the last thing, and to somewhat score brownie points, I guess, but I mean this sincerely, like, you know, we do this show a ton, and it's like, I thought it was awesome that the broadcast put his wife in very clear perspective of what it took for him to get there, and mentioned that she was like the rock and the foundation to make that all happen. And I very much attribute a lot of my success to that same thing. And I know all the Chatterbox Reds folks put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this show, and we are gone and we're away from our families on you know, nights and keep putting kids to bed and all these things. And it's like, it was just a very humbling and awesome perspective to see. And I know that on a night like tonight, maybe that's too mushy and maybe that's not what people want to hear, but it was nice for me to hear that. And I really appreciate what TJ Antone did, not just for himself, but the perspective that he's provided for his journey.
Yeah, I did a video earlier today just kind of breaking down his journey. And I got to be honest, like, as much as the loss tonight and the way that you lose hurts, I feel even worse for TJ Antone. I mean, on a night that could have been such an unreal celebration for him, and obviously he's still going to celebrate. He's back in the major leagues for the first time in 2 years. He could have come in, got a win in his return to Major League Baseball. The offense went out in that ninth inning and they did their job, gave him a lead, and unfortunately couldn't hold it in the ninth. But, you know, you look at the back at Antone's story, and this is a guy that faced Tommy John surgery for the first time back in 2017 as a minor leaguer, came back, stuck with it. And then his first full season as a major leaguer, boom, UCL tear again. 2021, he's got another Tommy John surgery. Literally now to the point where he wrote a book about his journey because of the outreach that he had gotten from other people who were going through similar things, right? He said that a lot of kids would reach out to him on Instagram that had just had Tommy John surgery as well. And that he just had so much he wanted to share with people that were going through the similar thing that he had gone through, and wanted them to know that other people had been there and that you can come back no matter how many times it gets you down. You can come back. And, you know, we looked at the 2024 game when he went down, and it was heartbreaking at the time. I know I, for one, and I'm sure others, truly felt like that was the end of TJ Antone as a major league pitcher. I really did. And then you hear that he's going to try and make a comeback, and he has the surgery. And there was a quote in a Mark Sheldon article from January before spring training when they were talking about it, right? And about how the journey isn't always linear and the things that you learn along the way. And he talked about having to build trust, not only in his arm, but in just himself, right? And he said, quote, "What I always tell kids, and I even have to tell myself sometimes, trust is not a light switch. Trust is like a dimmer switch," Antone said. Trust is gained by doing it over and over and having success with it. and you gain a little bit of confidence every single time you do it successfully. I'm at the point now where I fully trust it. I'm not thinking about my arm. I'm just thinking about how do I execute this next pitch? Where am I trying to execute this next pitch? Everything that I should be thinking about that's external, which is a really good spot to be in. And look, I didn't know that we would see Antone in the game tonight. I really didn't. I thought that he'd be almost a little bit like Franco, where he's up there, but you just don't see him. He may make a spot appearance here and there in blowouts, but for him to come into a game that was 4-2, come in, have the performance that he had in that situation with the emotions that I'm sure were running through his body at that time. You saw the emotions from his wife. You talked about them showing her. Struck out Alex Bregman, got Ian Happ to fly out, and then struck out Seiya Suzuki. I can only imagine how hyped that dugout was. And I firmly believe that that momentum is what led them into the 9th inning rally that they had. And I feel so bad while also being so happy for TJ Antone. It's such a mixture of emotions right now for me, and I'm sure for him, to be back in the major leagues. And the one thing I'll say is that regardless of what happens the rest of the year and regardless of how he performs, TJ Antone's one of those guys that's not ever going to hear a single negative word from me, regardless of how he performs. And I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he put forth the effort that he did. And I'm happy that he's getting this chance because he definitely deserved it. And I'm rooting for him the whole way.
I'm not going to make the same promise. Obviously, I'll hold him to the same standards of major league pitcher if he's on my favorite baseball team. I love the story. I think it's awesome. But yeah, if he so happens, and I guess it's not fair to him because he's not getting paid like it. But if he were, hypothetically speaking, of course, if he were getting paid $10 million with a player option of $10 million more the following year, and he blew a couple saves, I can promise you, I would be frustrated. And but I love the sentiment that you made. So, all right, let's do some Reds MILB. We got who, what, when, where, and why, and we got some more supers.
We do have some more supers. Let's get into it, and we will start in Louisville. Oh, first I should say, sorry. Reds MILB is presented by 78 Cigars. Cincinnati legend Anthony Munoz has a new venture, and we are fired up to partner with it here on Chatterbox Reds. Introducing 78 Cigars, a premium cigar line from the Hall of Famer himself. If you love great cigars and Cincinnati sports history, this is the perfect combination. You can grab 78 Cigars right now at both Montgomery Inn locations or over at Creekside Cigar Company. You can also check them out online. Just head to anthonymunoz.com, click the 78 Cigars page at the top to learn more or place your order today. That's 78 Cigars from the greatest offensive lineman to ever do it, Anthony Munoz. All right, we start in Louisville. Louisville 6-4 winners over the Nashville Sounds. Bats improved to 21-13 on the season and sit in second in the International League West. Hagen Danner threw a scoreless inning, as did Zach Maxwell. Maxwell's a perfect inning. Trevor Kunkel did throw 2/3 of an innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Edwin Arroyo was 1 for 5. Hector Rodriguez was 1 for 4. Noelvi Marte 0 for 4. Resigns was 3 for 3 with a walk. He also stole 2 bases and scored twice in his return to the Louisville lineup after being sent back down to AAA. Michael Tolio was 1 for 3 with a walk, and Francisco Urbaez was 1 for 3 with a walk as well. Chattanooga also winners. They pick up an 11-1 victory over the Montgomery Biscuits. The Lookouts bounce back after having lost 4 straight games. They now sit at 19-10 on the season, in first place in the Southern League with a 4.5 game lead in their division. Carlos Jorge was 3 for 5. Leo Balcazar 4 for 6 with a double. Cam Collier 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. And Austin Hendrick 1 for 4 with a walk. Jay Allen 1 for 4. Ryan McChrystal recently promoted to Chattanooga in his first action, 2 for 4 with a walk. Dominic Patelli continues to hit well, 2 for 5, a double, and a home run. All right, High A Dayton. Dayton Dragons score 3 on an E. Smith Pineda single in the top of the 9th, giving them a 4-3 win. Dragons improved to 15-14 on the season, winning back-to-back games. Cole Schoenwetter goes 3 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Duneau was 2 for 4. Kien Vu 1 for 4 with a home run. Carter Graham 1 for 3, Alcantara 2 for 3 with a walk, and D. Smith Pineda 2 for 4 with that go-ahead single in the 9th. And finally, Low A Daytona falls to Clearwater 5-3. They've now lost 4 of their last 5, sit at 11-18 on the year. The Reds' third-round draft pick, Mason Morris, went 6 innings of 3-hit, 2-run baseball, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's put together 5 straight starts of 3 or less earned runs to start his professional career, has a batting average of 160 against and a 3.52 ERA so far this year. Tyson Lewis was 2 for 4 with a double. Arnaldo Lantigua 1 for 3 with a walk. Ty Doucette, who was recently promoted, is 1 for 4 with a home run. Kyle Henley 0 for 4 on the day. That's your Reds MILB.
Tyson Lewis,
take a
that
look
baby boy, is coming right back to town. I love that. Yeah, I do want to know if you were getting ready to say like a little who, what, when, where, and why. Don't get to the why because that's I don't know why we do it, but go for it, Greg.
Right. Well, who knows what the why is, but hopefully you can find your own why. That's Reds right. And Cubs series finale on tap for Thursday. Rhett Lauder going up against Shota Imanaga. Rhett Lauder 3-2 with a 5.09 ERA on the year. Lauder coming off his worst game of his short career, 1 1/3 innings pitched against the Pirates, gave up 8 runs on 5 hits, walked 4 in the outing, struck out only 1. He hadn't given up more than 4 earned runs in an outing in his previous 12 starts. Lauder made 1 start against the Cubs back in September of 2024. He went 5 innings of scoreless baseball, allowing just 3 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Reds, however, lost that game 3-0. Cubs hitters against Lauder: Ian Happ 1 for 3, Miguel Amaya 1 for 2, Seiya Suzuki 1 for 1, Bregman, Swanson, Bush, PCA, and Horner a combined 0 for 11. On the other side, Shota Imanaga 3-2 on the year with a 2.40 ERA. Really shined in his last start against Arizona. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He's got 3 career starts against the Reds, but he's just 1-0 with a 3.0 ERA. Went decisionless in his 2 starts against Cincinnati in 2025. Went 11 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. He gave up 3 home runs in his outing on September 19th at Great American Ballpark. And he walked 2 in 25 along with 11 strikeouts. Red hitters against Imanaga: Spencer Steer leads the way, 3 for 6 with a home run. TJ Friedl 2 for 9. Matt McClain 1 for 5 with a home run. Ellie Hayes, Trevino, Blade, and Dunn combined 0 for 18. Imanaga throws 5 pitches: 4-seamer, split finger, sweeper, sinker, and curveball. First pitch scheduled for 2:20 p.m. Eastern on Reds TV. And as always, Chatterbox Reds will be live in the 9th inning and in podcast version wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, I'm going to wrap this show up by saying thank you to you, Craig. You do a lot, man, and I just want you to know that I appreciate you, and I know that a lot of people that wake up in the mornings that are listening to the podcast right now, and really the reason they have something to listen to is because of your effort and your energy, and that's appreciated. So thank you for that. Also, one last time, I know we kind of said it earlier in the show, and just the nice sentiments that are in the chat are really awesome, and they're appreciated. And this is tough. I mean, this is tough. We were 20-11, and we had everything that we wanted right in front of us, and this team was riding high, getting lucky, yes, but at the same time, the vibes were high, and next thing you know, Eugenio goes on the IL, and we go to Pittsburgh, and we don't look like we've ever played baseball since. We don't know how we're just not the same team we were. So hopefully tomorrow we change things around. Like, that's the crazy thing about baseball is that you're only a day away from feeling good again, and they just got to find a way to win. And if they find a way to win tomorrow, then maybe they can stack that, and you find a way to win 3 in a row, and it doesn't look as nearly as bad as it feels right now, but we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of it. So, as they say, if you're going through hell, just keep on going. You might get out before the devil knows you're there. That's the line. But Super chats, they've come in unbelievable amounts tonight, and I just want to say again, thank you guys. Let's get to them one final time here for what has been a 2-hour and 15-minute show. Nick is going to think we're the most insane people in the world, and maybe we are. I don't know.
A large part of that was the extra innings. Large
Yeah,
part of that was
I think
the 9th and 10th.
it is, and then it's like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna read super chats? Or you're gonna put forth a piss poor show because you're tired and you don't want to talk about the Reds sucking? No, you don't do that. You wake up, you try to muster up the energy. You look straight into the camera and you give it your best shot. And that's what this team needs to do. I said it the other day. There's no time in life to feel sorry for yourself. It doesn't work like that. You feel sorry for yourself, it only gets worse. My wife made lasagna in 2023, and it was incredible. She left for a year, so I didn't have any lasagna in 2024. But the last year, she's been making it every day, and I got to tell you, it's bad. What's the definition of insanity? D. Brown, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Good question. Good super chat. High level IQ from D. Brown. Loved it. By the way, if your wife leaves for a year and she comes back, you got to ask what happened. Where'd she go? The ubiquitous KMC just asked Tom Brady. Suarez can't get back soon enough. I don't even know. Is that what we're missing? I mean, we're really not even missing Suarez, man. We're not even. I mean, yeah, we're missing him a little bit, but Nathaniel Lowe's been great. JJ Bleday's been great. I don't know. I mean, I'll take him back. Yeah, I'm not trying to say I don't want him back. The ubiquitous says, he says, you got on first base, Johnny. Yeah, you got on first base, Johnny. I laughed so hard I woke my wife up. Thank you, sir. I don't know if he's waking me up I don't know if he's thanking me because he woke his wife up, which could lead to other things that make you feel a little bit better, or if he's just thanking me. He's thanking me because he likes laughing. Mike Krause says, misery loves company, and there's no greater company than Chatterbox Reds. Thank you, Mike Krause, and thank you for being a member for 31 months, man. 31 months. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Annie super chats without even a comment for $20. Thank you. Coolio, thank you for the super chat. Coolio says, we can't wait for McClain and Friedel to show up and help once every 6+ games, and then rip Ellie going 0 for 4 every once in a while. P.S. Put Petty in the pen, and Phillips has the stuff to close. I don't know. I know we're what's the word? Grasping for straws. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
What's
that's
the actual?
The saying.
What's the? Yeah, I don't know if I totally understand that. Grasping for straws. I'll look that up later. I'm tired. I've been up for like 19. I just did the math actually right before the Supers. I've been up for 19 hours. Not great. My brain's fried. The Reds haven't played well, and yeah, life's life. So can't complain about it. All right, Craig, have we missed anything in this 2 hours and 18-minute show besides the fact that we might have, outside the live watch-alongs for all 9 innings, have we broken the record? We've definitely broken the record for how long a show has gone after a loss. So we can hang our hat on that.
Unreal. Mike Krause sent a message after his $20 super chat. Just said, shout out to fellow Texan TJ Antone.
Yes. So, shout out to him.
Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the support. And thank you to the 260 of you who, for some reason, sat through 2.5 hours of this babbling on of
who knows. Don't know if these shows are even good. I can't tell. Honest to God, I've gone to bed 2 nights in a row. This will be 3 nights now, probably, of just thinking to myself, are we putting together good shows or not? I don't know. I can't tell. My emotional brain doesn't allow me to comprehend whether or not we're just rambling on because we're sad, or if we're actually just providing some substance that can help alleviate the pain. And if you got long commutes, man, boy, oh boy, do you want Trace and Craig to be on a show. But that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back here better than ever tomorrow, of course. If you haven't already, like the stream. My gosh, like the stream. Leave a comment, a review. Call your significant other. Call someone you love tomorrow and tell them you love them. And let's just try to let's try to live life better tomorrow, and maybe we'll be rewarded for a team that we love to win a baseball game for once, just one time. We'll be back better than ever tomorrow. See you, everybody.